day, preseason? Huh? Every day. In preseason, you don't show up on Monday and say, see you cats later. We'll see you next week. We'll prepare again. No, you show up every day in preseason. You run, you lift, you do your skill work. You prepare mentally and physically for your season. But when we prepare spiritually in the preseason, do we really prepare every day? Or do we prepare just once a week when we go to church? And sometimes we don't even go to church. So we don't prepare. We don't prepare for the competitions of life the same way we should prepare for our athletic endeavors. Okay? So that's the first purpose of that. I know athletically this in preseason as a coach. I know where I'm supposed to go with my team. To the track, to the gym, or to the weight room. I know that. I also know what time to show up. 2 o'clock in the afternoon for the track, 3 o'clock in the afternoon for weights. I know that. How many of us realize the same thing is true in our preseason spiritually? Do we know where to go? Do we know where to go to develop ourselves spiritually in the preseason? To practice our faith day to day? Where do you go? Where do you all go? Come on, guys. Where do you all go? To practice your faith on a daily basis. How many of you go to church on Sunday? Good. Don't you know that's a place to go to practice your faith? Okay. What about Wednesday nights? How many of you go to Wednesday nights? Okay. Don't you know where to go? How many of you go to Bible study? Maybe a few less, but you know that it's there, right? Just like I know where the track is and I know where the gym is. You know where to go. Now, do you know what time to go? Do you know what time to go to church and the Bible study? What about daily prayer? Do you know where to go for daily prayer? Where? Huh? Anywhere! Anywhere! And you know what time to go there? Anytime! Anytime. But how many of us choose to do that? To prepare the same way spiritually as we do athletically. Now, what does it mean to be an overachiever in athletics? Huh? Good at everything and giving it all you got and excellent. Doing beyond what is expected of you. And every single person that answered was right. I was just looking for the and more. Do this and more. Because the and more is the overachieving part. So we're practicing our basketball. We're practicing our football. We show up to practice. Practice is over. How many of us stay and practice more on our own? You're an overachiever. Okay? Now, in our Christian life, how many of us go to church? We do what we're supposed to do. But then how many of us overachieve and do more? We'll do it in athletics. I know I did. I do it as a coach. But do I do it as a Christian? That's been a little bit tougher for me. So now, instead of just being a mass goer at 6 o'clock on Sunday evenings, I've now tried to adjust my life to maybe Tuesday night mass as well. Wednesday night mass with the Catholic group. Daily prayer. For me, quiet time is something I really have to work on. Cindy, we were just talking about this. As you get older, and I'm sure your lives are busy too, you're always doing something. And you guys are absolutely horrible. And I mean that with love. Because you have all those cell phones. You always have a cell phone. You're always text messaging. You're always Facebooking. You never spend time by yourself. And a lot of us are afraid to spend time with ourselves because we're afraid the Lord is going to talk to us and scare us to death. Because we don't want to hear it. But you have to spend some time with yourself. quiet with nothing on. When you drive, just go turn the radio off, get the cell phone out of your ear, and listen. Call it woman's intuition. For years I was so stupid to think what I was hearing was woman's intuition. It was God. God was talking to me, and it could be something as simple as, Mary Ann, run this play. You know, if you dream something, and it's an idea, and it's positive, Lord is talking to you. If a great idea, if something comes into your mind, I better get away from this person, I shouldn't go to this party. If those thoughts kind of go into your mind and then back out, that's God talking to you. Now, whether or not you listen and apply, that's totally different. That's the next step. But you can overachieve by doing all of those things. It can be so much more than just showing up at Mass or at church. Now, here's the other thing. You're going, well, man, I've been a lousy Christian. God doesn't care. He doesn't care. When I have my players show up for preseason, I'm going to tell you, 5 of them walk in and haven't even walked fast over the summer. Are you there? They haven't even walked fast. So their starting point, okay, they've done nothing. So if you're a Christian and you're saying, man, I haven't done much, it's okay. We have athletes like that too, that show up and haven't ran a day in the summer. Do I just kick them off the team? Does God just quit loving you? No. So don't let that be an excuse. I have some athletes that come in partially conditioned. And then I have some that are bringing every single solitary day. And some of you have been devout Christians. You've done everything you're supposed to do. But does that mean you just stop now? Because you're 18 years old? Or because you don't need the Lord right now in your life? No. We all start at different places. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters whether you start. It matters whether you start. And again, you being here today improves that and your situation dramatically. Who's there to help you athletically? Your coaches. Who else? Your teammates. Okay? Who's here to help you spiritually? Your church. Very good. Your pastor. Who else? You're doing great. You and I can just have a one-on-one conversation. Well, who else can help you? Your church? Absolutely. We would hope your coach. Absolutely. If you said that about your coach, good for you. Okay? Who else? He's the obvious one. Because I know we're about to lean on humans there for a minute. We're about to go coaches, family, friends. Two things that are sure is that I bet you can rely on your church, your pastor. And I bet you can rely on the people in that church for the most part. And I bet you can rely on the Lord himself. Okay? And when we talk into postseason, we're going to talk about these other people that we think we can count on that maybe aren't the people that we should count on in our life. But direct correlation there. Now I'm going to ask you this. How coachable are you guys athletically? Somebody tells you to hold your follow through. Okay? Somebody tells you in volleyball to keep a flat platform. Or bend your knees. And then the coach watches you. Okay, we just had it. Cindy just watched it over at our practice. We told not to throw to a cutter at the top of the free throw line. And you know what happened the next 2 plays? We threw to the cutter right at the top at the free throw line. Okay? In those situations, our players were not very coachable. How coachable are you guys in your athletics? And answer that for yourself. Some days pretty good. You're having a bad day. You don't want to hear it. You want to do it your way. How coachable are we to Christ? Because I bet there's a direct correlation between how coachable you are with your coaches, your teachers, your parents, and how coachable you are to Christ. Are you listening to Christ's game plan for you? Because he's telling you. He's showing you